everyone. My name is Marilyn Green, and welcome to my brand new podcast. The name of it is Girl, What Don't You Know? Now, you may know me from Girl, Who Don't You Know? And I still have that one as well. But I wanted to start a new podcast because so many people will say, Marilyn, you a know-it-all, or you know everything, or you know this and know that. Guess what? I do know a lot. Okay. And the reason why I know a lot is because it's pain, persecution, problems, trials, tribulations. I've learned some valuable lifing lessons throughout the years. All right. And I thought maybe that I would start this podcast so I can give you a whole bunch of know-a-lots. So I'm going to be giving know-a-lots every time I come on. And today I'm going to be giving know-a-lots on back to school, mainly trying to target the parent or the caregiver who are sending their child away to school for the first time. And they may have went to school already themselves, and they may have not went to school. So therefore, I'm going to give you some of the things that I learned that were hard lessons, but I learned them. And I just want to make sure that you don't have to go through that lesson, even though you have your own lessons, but you don't have to go through that. So I'm hoping that you find this helpful. Now, I do need for you to do one thing for me. Well, three things. I need for you to like this. I need for you to subscribe. And I also need for you to put your notification bell on. No, wait, four things. Share this with someone. You may not be a parent, caregiver, or whatever that needs this, but you may need to send this to somebody else who needs to hear it. So let's get started. Well, again, my name is Marilyn Green, and I have two wonderful, I call number one sons, right? In 1999 or something like that, my oldest son graduated from high school, and then he went off to college. At the time, so I was dealing with divorce. I just got divorced, single mom. Two sons, like I just said. One was in private school. One was going to go off to college. So I'm busy, trying to keep it afloat, because I said in my heart, I don't think it's right that when you go through a divorce that the child has to suffer, meaning moving out of the house, changing school, changing friends and all that. I was determined that they would not have to do that. And the rest is history. They did not. Now, I did have to work hard. I'll just say that I had like 5 W-2s one time, but nevertheless, I worked hard. So my son went off to school. And like I said, I was busy. So one of the things that happened along the way of trying to get my son out of that school, a great school that he always wanted to go to, was that he came home one day and he told me, he said, Mom, I don't think I'm so cut out for college. And I'm like, okay, what is this all about? Right. And I found out later that he was basically expelled. And I was like, that ain't the way the story gonna go here. So immediately, I said, sit down, son, write this letter. He wrote the letter. They said, okay, come back, but you got some strict things that you're going to have to follow in order to even get out of school. It was extremely hard. It was taxing. It was ridiculous. In addition to, now hear me out, my other son, okay, in high school, and then I'm working like I'm crazy. Thank God. I just thank God. Now, let's get to the know-a-lots, all right? One of the things that I know that you should always do, and I made a little list here, is that you have to, first of all, tell your child that his job or her job is to go to school. Their mission, not if they decide to accept it, right? Their mission is to go to school, and that's it. All right. I'm not saying don't have fun in college, blah, 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 but understand what the mission is. And you have to get that understanding with your child before they go. Okay, because some kids go off. I mean, I'm guilty and just kick it, have fun or whatever. So get that understanding. All right. Number two, you need to listen to your child. Okay. Listen to what they're saying and listen to what they're not saying. So when my son came home and told me that, I'm like, what is this about? You know, I don't think it was his first year. I think it was his second year. I said, what is this about? He was trying to tell me in so many words that you're going to get a letter, you're going to get a notice that I'm not going to be at this school anymore. But you know me, determined, a person who I'm not going to just lay down and just roll over and say, okay, that's just the way it's going to be, you know. I did not. So I had to listen to my son, listen to your children. And like I said, what they saying, what they not saying. Okay. So that's number two. Always listen. Number one, tell them it's a job. Number two, always listen to what they're saying and what they're not saying. You know, you have got to hear them, right? Don't think just because they went off to school that they got it all together and everything that you poured into them, they just gonna all of a sudden say, hey, I want to use everything my mom or dad told me. That's not the case. That's not the case. So you have to be on it. All right. Number three, the biggest thing that I did was that I understood what it took based on their major, what classes they needed to do, right? I took it upon myself to find the best classes or talk to them about the classes, right? And one of the things that I tell you and I tell anybody, do not take hard classes during the spring. Reason why, for the guys, spring fever is real. Those girls start wearing those little short shorts and your mind goes somewhere else. All right. Number two, you don't even get to have breaks. So if you're going to take some hard courses, why don't you take them during the fall semester where you will have more of a break so you can breathe a little bit. So that's a little added tip there, you know, of a know a lot. Okay. So, and number 3 or 4, I forgot. Number 4 is that you need to build a relationship with your child's academic advisor. I mean, at one point, I called my son's academic advisor and say, hey, I want you to know that I am John's mother. We call him Fred. I am Fred's mother, and I need for you to take care of my son. I kind of put it on her, even though it was on me. But she knew who I was, and she knew I was one of those mothers that's saying, hey, please help me with this, you know, and you have to establish that relationship also with their academic advisor. Now, that was some years ago. They may have it so, well, no, he's grown now. He's 18, he's whatever and stuff. So we can't be telling you his business or whatever, you know. I don't know how they work it, but you need to try to establish some type of relationship with that academic advisor. Now, another thing might happen. Maybe the academic advisor is not advising your son right because you've done what I told you before to figure out what classes that they need. They do not get paid, as I recall, by the number of students that graduate. They get paid by the fact that your son or daughter came into that office and they advised them. So it's really incumbent upon you to make sure that your children or child or whoever is taking the right courses. Some courses, as you know, you take one course, it is good for 2 different requirements, you know, so you have to know these different things and don't just put it like, okay, he's away and all that. That does not work. That does not work. Okay. And then, like I said, you really do need to know your child. So let's recap. You need to let your child know that this is a job, okay, and that you're on a mission. Number 1, okay. Number 2, you need to understand all the different things or the classes that he or she needs to take in order to graduate. You have to know. Sometimes a school will have other schools within that school, and you need to satisfy for the requirements for the big school and the small school. So it takes a whole lot of studying or research, but it's incumbent upon you, or that's your job, mom or dad or caretaker or whoever. You have to help your child to be successful. Now, Number three is that you need to try to get a relationship with your with their academic advisor, or like I said, if they don't let you talk to them anymore, you talk to your son or your daughter and ask them what are they telling them, but you have to take it upon yourself to be that parent that says in 4 years you're graduating. In 4 years you're graduating. Let me say it again. In 4 years you're graduating. All right. So I'm telling you all of this because I was so busy, I dropped the ball, right? But when I picked that ball back up, you can best believe the son that was expelled, the son got put back into the school, right? And he graduated in 4 years. He changed his major and all that. They say don't change your major because no, he graduated in 4 years, but it's because I decided to take it upon myself to help him get through this school. All right. My other son had issues as well in spring semester, and I work with him, and he changed his major and all that. But I work with him, and he got out in 4 years. So I have a proven track record as a mom that's serious about my sons will have what they're supposed to have. All right. My sons will be who they want to be. Right. So listen to me, because I do know a little bit about this, just a little something. So just a little bit of these know-a-lots. Now, let me say this, that I just said my sons graduated. All right. And in fact, all right, they're doing real well. They're real prosperous. And at the time, from this particular school, only 7% of African-American students, males, graduated in 4 years. So I have to pat myself on the back, but it took all of us working together in this. So don't just act as if it's him or her, they got it together. They don't. I'm going to tell you that right now. So you have to almost be going to school right alongside with them. Okay. So don't take this lightly when I talk about these, what did I call them? Know-a-lots. Don't take this one lightly at all, because guess what? You want your children out of school in 4 years, because if not, the money going to have to keep on going to this particular college, and they don't need to stay in no longer than 4 years. Get 4 years, do your thing, get finished, get out, go live your life. Okay. So what? The mom and the dad or whoever can live their life. So I hope you got something out of what I'm talking about here. I hope to see some comments. If you got any questions from me and you need a little bit more clarity, just put it in the comments and I'll make sure that I try to answer it for you. All right. So I am done for right now. And I hope to see you next time on Girl, What Don't You Know? Because guess what? I am loaded with know-a-lots. And I plan on giving you the tools that you need so that you don't have to fall down like I almost did. So thanks so much for listening, and make sure that you like, subscribe, put that notification bell on, and most of all, please share this. So until next time, Marilyn Green on Girl, What Don't You Know? Take care. Bye-bye.